Stop fighting your life, the secret to instant peace.
What if I told you that every problem in your life exists because you're feeding it energy? That your soul chose everything happening to you right now, and there's a simple way to stop the struggle.
How do we overcome fear of the unknown and find strength to accept life as it is? Universal Effortless Therapy has the answer. Most of our lives, we waste energy disagreeing with what is constantly feeding our own difficulties and problems. Everything becomes simpler and clearer when we remember that our soul chose our destiny. It knows why it came here, so there's no reason for our soul to worry. The only issue is that we often can't reach this awareness and peace. Yet this is exactly the resource that can transform into one of the pillars of Universal Effortless Therapy, agreement. Agreement with what island? When we find agreement, we stop wasting resources on fighting and struggling and start directing them towards solving what exists. This gives us powerful support. Everything happening to us was chosen by our soul, which means we have the strength to handle it.
Why non-acceptance destroys your life?
When you're constantly at war with reality, you become a prisoner of your own resistance. Most people don't realize they're living in what I call the fighting mode, where every day becomes a battle against what already island. This creates a vicious cycle. The more you resist, the more energy you pour into the very problems you want to escape.
Non-acceptance works like an energy vampire. You wake up already tired because your subconscious is preparing for another day of battle. Your nervous system stays in constant stress mode. Your creativity shuts down, and your ability to see solutions disappears. You become so focused on what's wrong that you can't see what's possible. Agreement stops supporting ineffective scenarios. I'm talking about agreement both in the moment and globally on a life scale.
As long as I disagree with something, I pump energy into it. I get upset, resist, get angry. Negative emotions contain a wealth of resources and I fail to use them.
Think of someone you disagree with. They hurt you, created problems for you, or your values simply don't match, and this triggers many emotions in you. Consider what emotions this person provokes in you.
How much energy do you spend on them? Would you really want to give this person so much of your resources? How acceptance transforms everything. When you stop fighting, what is something magical happens. Your energy immediately becomes available for solutions instead of problems. Acceptance doesn't mean passive resignation, it means strategic intelligence. You stop wasting ammunition on battles you can't win and redirect that power toward what you can actually change.
True acceptance creates what I call the courage of agreement. When you agree with reality, you stop being its victim and become its partner.
Your soul chose this experience for a reason, not to torture you, but to give you exactly what you need for your growth. If you want to stop pouring energy into it, the first thing to do is agree with the situation. This is already happening in your life. This person already exists, and their opinion is already different from yours. For the second step, there's a wonderful phrase, I see this in you and recognize this in myself. Definitely try. By continuing to resist, you only strengthen the unpleasant circumstances and their influence on you. The truth is, most people spend their entire lives fighting the very experiences their soul selected for them. But when you realize that everything, even the difficult parts, was chosen by the wisest part of you, you can finally stop exhausting yourself with resistance and start using that energy for transformation. Remember, what you resist persists, what you accept transforms. Your soul didn't make a mistake when it chose this life.
The problems you're fighting aren't your enemies, they're your teachers. Stop fighting what is, and watch how quickly your reality shifts from struggle to flow.
This is the power of agreement, the foundation of living effortlessly. When you make peace with what is, you finally have the energy to create what could be.